What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I am Antoine.
And I am still James. Back in the studio for the first time.
We actually got some energy today.
Yeah.
So, okay, we are going to do a couple of reviews, man, because the movies, ain't no movies. Just the movies are closed, ain't no movies. So we're going to do a couple of reviews off Netflix. I've been Netflixing for past couple of weeks, been catching up on shows. So we're going to do a review for the Altered Carbon Season 2 and also the Altered Carbon animated Resleeve, yeah. But before we do all that, we got an intro. All right. We back. In the studio. That's kind of wild. We ain't been. When's the last time you was here?
Dude, that might have been a.
Man, it's like Aquaman, I think.
Yeah, I think Aquaman was that last time, man.
So anyway, we doing Altered Carbon Season 2, man, with starring Anthony Mackie and did you get old girl name?
Gina Torres?
No, with Raylene.
Oh, God, I don't know how it's
Okay,
pronounced, but
so we'll think of names as we go along.
Deshin Lockman, I think is how it's pronounced.
Okay, all right. So, so we're doing Altered Carbon Season 2, Netflix. So Season 1, I had to go back and finish watching just so I can get refreshed. Well, actually, I didn't finish Season 1, and I mentioned that when I did the little review. I didn't finish Season 1, and I was like, well, I don't want to jump into Season 2 being so confused, so I went on ahead and finished Season 1. And you know what I realized when I watched the rest of Season 1?
What do you realize?
Only thing I hate more than Joel Kitterman is two Joel Kittermans. Because I was like,
Hey, but Joel Kinnaman playing off of Joel Kinnaman.
that was crap. I was so, the part when they doing the rock, paper, scissors, I was like, oh, God, I hate this fucking dude.
Like, if you take like old school, like just camera tricks, splicing together two bits of film to get the same guy on screen twice, you get better chemistry there than you do between both Joel Kinnaman's. And he's playing against someone who's actually there for each shot.
Still, though, I mean,
that man is negative chemistry.
okay, exactly. So, okay, let's give everybody a little backstory on what Altered Carbon is. Okay, so this is in the future, far future, maybe a couple hundred years, maybe.
Yeah.
And in this future, people can be, they call it what they call stacks. Well, basically, you can put your brain into a chip, and then you can switch bodies.
Yeah. So.
So explain that. Go ahead.
So at 1 year old, every person has what they call a cortical stack installed at the base of the brain. That chip holds like their entire basically their entire brain is uploaded onto this stack. So you can pull that thing out and you can slot that into any body, and that person can just walk around in whatever body they get.
Mm-hmm.
So you got some people who have enough money that they can just swap bodies whenever they feel like it. And if you get hurt in an accident or what have you, then they'll find some body from somewhere to put you in. Now, they ain't no guarantee if that's going to be like a body similar to the one you got out of. There's no guarantee if that's going to be, I think in the first episode of Season 1, there's a 5-year-old kid who gets put into the body of an old woman.
So, right, and you better hope that somebody gonna put your stack into another sleeve, as they call it.
There's even so now Catholics have basically stated, re-sleeving somebody or spinning up their stack in virtual to talk to them after they die will keep you from getting into heaven now. So like, there's even
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Is it fun? The Catholic.
They always find some evil
Look,
whatever with science or whatever.
Anything that people enjoy, the Catholics will be like, nah.
Yep. If it ain't some bull crap, then they got a problem with it. So, okay, so that's your main plot. So your main character is this guy named Takeshi Kovacs. Now he is a half Japanese, half Polish man that basically Japanese to me. I ain't gonna even call him Polish, but his name is Kovacs. So you gotta like okay. So he's the main. He's your main story. Your main character, and he's kind of like a soldier. And when somebody they take his stack and they put him in sleeves and they hire him to do work. So is he like a mercenary? Does he?
Yeah. So before so his whole background is he grew up working for the Yakuza.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, became a mercenary. Then he got basically conscripted into what they call the Protectorate. It's the military force of the galactic government. Then he ended up working for the envoys.
Okay, so yeah, envoys are these super soldiers that can they these super soldiers that learn how to be even better than a regular soldier.
They're basically just like psyops insurgency force,
right?
You know? So their whole thing is you can drop them in anywhere, and they can learn the local language and culture, and basically pass themselves off as a local. You know.
So is that their specialty?
That's their specialty. So like for most people, when you drop someone into a new sleeve, it takes them like a few hours to a few days to like acclimate to the new body, and become
they can
like
just
combat effective and all that.
So they can just do that
in any sleeve. If
instantly.
If you have to drop them into like a 50-year-old man, then they can figure out how to work around whatever limits come with that within like the next hour or so.
All right. So they badass soldiers. They badass soldiers that can adapt, and I guess their specialty is they know how to adapt to sleeves way quicker than everybody else.
So their specialty is infiltration.
Okay, so cool. So he's a special soldier, and in your first season, they wake him up and they give him a job, and he's got to go to solve a murder or whatever, which is cool. It was a cool little story in itself. So that came to an end. Now, I guess I should mention. Of course, I should mention his sister. He got a sister they was close to. And it's a whole big deal with them. I don't know how much I need to bring up with her, but she played a big part in why he became a soldier, right?
Yeah.
So, so they just, I don't know, they both became soldiers. They both worked for the envoy, and then they separated. So he waking up in a new sleep. Question though, does he go into like hibernation or something until somebody put him in a sleeve, or was he already in another sleeve and somebody just dang, you woke me up?
Nah, so like 250 years before the show picks up, he gets killed. Well, his sleeve gets killed.
Okay.
They basically just took his stack out and put it on ice, so he's just in cold storage.
Oh, he been on ice all that time. Okay, all right. So anyway, season 2 got Anthony Mackie. So Anthony Mackie is the new sleeve. Right. So in the first one, it was Joel Kinnaman was the sleeve, and this one, Anthony Mackie, is the new sleeve. So they talk about when they introduce him. Before they introduce him, he's singing as a lounge singer.
Yeah, he's a lounge singer
in the Asian lady's body. I don't know why that is. So, I mean, they never really said. He never said like I like. I want to be in this body for whatever reason.
The only thing I could think of is he needed a body that no one would expect him to be in.
Maybe it's just weird.
Like
I wouldn't be in a female body.
Like
unless I ain't got no choice.
They have a little like blink if you'll miss it. Whenever they run his ID in the first season, they'll show all the sleeves he's been known to use, and there was like maybe 1 or 2 female sleeves on there.
Oh, so he's got like sleeves did he come back to or whatever? They
So like,
just like
either he's come back to them or they're the ones they know he's
my
used.
question is this: are these bodies born?
Some of them. So some of them are manufactured bodies. So either cloned or like basically grown in vats. You know, so like the Anthony Mackie body, that's a military grade body that's just made for soldiers. So
Okay, right.
So like the way warfare works in the future for them is like if the people you work for, either a mercenary unit or an actual army, can afford it, then they will basically de-sleeve you and put you into a military body.
Okay, so this is my problem. I ain't gonna say problem. So I'm watching this, and so Anthony Mackie is, they in the virtual thing talking about his new body, and they talking about how this is the top of the line, best military body we got. You gonna be a badass. You can do this, and kudos to Anthony Mackie for getting in better shape. I mean, he's always in pretty good shape, but he was in real good shape for this movie. So I mean, for the show. So kudos for him for working out, getting in good shape. So I'm waiting to see what he can do with this body because they didn't talk to him up.
Yeah.
They talked my dude up. I didn't know. I thought they talked my dude up, and when it was time to do some combat, he wasn't all that.
I was actually really disappointed in that because in the books, like, the specification on that body comes straight from the books, and so
Yeah.
they actually showcase like him catching a graze from a bullet in the books, and it's like it wasn't nothing, like, because the body is supposed to have like low grade body armor, like woven into the flesh, like. So
Okay.
it's supposed to have enhanced speed, strength,
Right. They
durability.
they talked all this stuff up like he
And-
was just
and
so
some
dope.
and then you watch the show and like some randos put him on the ground.
Dude, okay, so that wasn't even a big deal because he didn't just get whooped. Like I told you before, he wasn't like Rick Deckard. He wasn't like going around just getting his ass whooped
thrown
every
through
time he
walls.
fought somebody. No, he was fighting. But hold on, that's the part I was. See, I was waiting for him to do something, and that's all he did. So he did this little scene right here.
Right.
Hold on, he did this right here. So I was like, what can he do? Let me see all the stuff he said. So he got that.
Right.
That's it.
That's it.
That is it. I swear, I was like, dog. When I saw that, I was like, okay, what about all the little cool stuff they said? What else can you do? Like, so he was like, he made the little guns go to his hand. I was like, oh, that's cool. You drop your gun, you can get it back. Okay, that's cool. What else?
And the worst
That's
thing about
it.
that, the gimmick that they put into the first season that's immediately way more effective than him being able to bring his gun into a setting. That's the one gun he had where it shot out the flechette round and could bring it back.
Dude, he didn't even use it when he needed to use that.
True.
If you watch this show and you thinking like, okay, that's kind of cool. So if somebody think you ain't got no gun, you can just pull that gun from across the room and shoot somebody.
Nope.
He only used it when it was not
Yeah.
important to use it.
Like every time he was in combat and someone knocked his gun out of his hand,
He didn't do it.
he either had to back off from the fight, or he had to wait till the fight was over to go and get his gun.
Yeah, he didn't never use the damn thing. I'm like, dude, y'all killing me right now, because y'all talked him up like he was just so bad, and he's just kind of average.
Like even the way the series, like both seasons, treat envoys is like folks saying, "Man, envoys ain't nothing." Nah, but I'm gonna show you why we something. Man, but you wasn't nothing.
Right. So he was fighting a couple people, and he got worked by like some henchmen.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe he just holding back. Nah. But see, this is the thing. The show, to keep it more suspenseful, or to keep it more, he can't just whoop everybody. He gotta he gotta be in a situation where he
Yeah.
can't get out. I know why they do that, but they made a mistake by making him seem invincible early on,
Yeah.
and then taking it away.
Well, like, so when you read the books, they go out of their way to say, like, no, he could either fight his way out of this, shoot his way out of this, but he still needs to be able to operate in this city in the morning, so he can't do that right here. But in the show, you don't get that feeling. It's just he can't seem to beat anybody. I don't know why. But
Well, let's not make it seem like he's super weak though. He
He's not
also
super weak.
he put up a good fight. Like he fought people. It's just the fact that I was expecting him to be
Yeah.
way better.
For as much as they talked up how next level like advanced the body was,
Right.
it seemed like everyone he was going up against, either that wasn't nothing to them, or they had the same stuff.
Okay, so let's get on the main plot because we just been talking
Right,
about
right.
this little part. So, okay, basically they re-sleeved him. Who re-sleeved him?
God, what was the man's name?
It was somebody who, of course, they always just
It's always some rich old dude.
right. So they had a job for him, and the job they needed him to do was to protect him, right?
So the first season was solve my murder. This one is prevent my murder.
Okay, so he wanted the dude to protect him. And it was funny in the first episode, the dude dabbed. I mean, I don't think I'm not spoiling nothing.
It's the first episode.
So the dude died as soon as he woke up. That's why I was like, wait a minute, what happened? Because when he was
So,
already no. Soon as he woke up, because they was in a virtual world
yeah,
talking,
yeah.
and then he had to wake up. He gonna wake his stack up, so he gonna wake his sleeve up. As soon as his sleeve woke up, the dude was already dead.
So forever long it took to needle cast his consciousness into the new body and get him like settled in the new stack or whatever. In the space, whatever time that took, dude was dead.
Yeah.
Like because he wakes up during everyone being killed.
Right. I know. So, and then he's got to kind of solve that issue. What happened there? How did the dude already die? Because on the reason why he agreed to it, because he was going to help him find his girlfriend.
Right.
What's her name?
Kelchris Falconer.
Right. Which, from the first season, she was head of the envoys, and she taught him all his, military whatever,
Yeah.
and he fell in love with her, and then they started a relationship. So, so he got to solve that. So then that's when he run into another bounty hunter. What's her real name?
Gina Torres.
Okay, so this was the lady that played in Luke Cage as Misty Knight, and it just cracked me up because when I'm watching it, and I'm watching, I'm like, oh, that's Misty Knight, from Luke Cage, and I'm watching, I'm like, oh, that's Misty Knight from Luke Cage because
Yeah.
she acts the exact same way. It's the exact same character.
She's a badass chick who don't take shit.
That, and she seemed like she's not a cop, she's a bounty hunter, but she's pretty much the same person.
Like, because for me, like the first thing I ever remember seeing her in was in Firefly, and she played the first mate on that. But it's the same character.
Wait, she was in Firefly?
Yeah, Zoe.
That wasn't wait, no, you talking about the dude wife?
Yeah,
That's not the same person.
yeah.
That's not the same person. I'm telling you, that's not the same actress. How much you want to bet?
Bruh,
She looked like her.
look,
That's not the same actress.
10. I'll give you 10 if you're right.
So you saying she was in as the wife of the pilot dude?
Yeah.
Okay, you got my $10. Oh, you got the $10
I
if
got
you
the
wrong.
$10.
All right,
I
bet.
got the $10.
All right, bet. It's not the same girl. So anyway, what was I saying? Okay, so she pretty much was the same character to me that she was in Luke Cage. She was she was a bounty hunter. And the thing about her power is she got these little coils
Yeah.
on her head where she can kind of like hack into stuff. Is that kind of what she does with that?
That's it.
Is it kind of like a computer then in her bed in
Yep.
her brain or something like
Yep.
that? So it's cool, right? So that's not a bad power. Only problem is the way when she use it, she kind of like blink a little bit and then her thing start. It's like a cheap effect. It's like y'all really could have done better. I could have made that effect. It just the light blinks and then like something will go off or something.
Well, like, even the way they use it as a gimmick, it's like, hold up, my coils are picking something up.
That ain't the funny part. When she use it, it takes fucking forever. So if I'm into it with her and her coils start blinking and shit and she stop moving, I'm like, bitch, I see what you doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna crack on side of the head with a bottle or something. You know what I'm saying? she like my coil. It was like they was into a middle of a firefight or something, and she just like, and her coil and her shit started blinking, and then something blew up or whatever. But it took like a good 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So I'm looking like, who's gonna stop and let you get your shit off? You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna stop and let your little coils do their little work?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna crack you upside the head while you
Like-
doing that.
Like I've seen, like, because the worst thing about it is like I've seen faster work on a keyboard. You know,
So I mean, I like the idea. Just the execution was just kind of like, yeah, come on now. Or if they was gonna do something with that, they need to make it more quick because it was just. I mean, of course, it's not real, so she's acting, but she's kind of just like. It seems like it takes away her whole body
Like-
functions to do that.
like also I probably would have even preferred if they had done like sort of the old school method of like whenever someone can control computers is they look at this thing, they look at this thing, you see them get the idea, close their eyes for a quick second, and then the stuff starts happening.
Right, and it's cool, but she paused for like 10 seconds. So I'm thinking like, no, that's a major hindrance. You know, maybe if you keep doing what you're doing, and when you see those coils flashing, you know she's doing something, which is like, why do you got to have that shit so exposed? Like, can't you can put your hair over it, but I mean, they got to show it or whatever.
They gotta show it.
But the point is, if I know her and I see when her coils start flashing, I'm like, okay, she up to something.
Yeah. I mean, like you would think anyone who knows who she is, and it seems like a lot of people know who she is on that planet.
Yeah, well, she's a big bad bounty hunter. So anyway, so she's a new character in the show. She's not quite like the other character because they kind of get the same. He always get like a support group.
Yeah.
So you got a friend that's good with this and a friend that's good with that. So she knew her way. So he on a different planet right now, right?
Yeah.
So she knew her way around this planet, and she can actually assist him. It's kind of killed me why he just killed me with he always doing this. I work alone. You know, stop, dude. You don't even know where you at.
Well, so it's a bit different in this one because this is his home world.
Oh, so he knew, but he didn't seem like he knew what was going on.
Well,
Well, he ain't been there in
It's
like.
been like 500 years.
Okay, well then no. Okay, so somebody come back 500 years from now that used to live here. You think they still gonna be?
Like,
It's gonna
so
be the same
only,
shit.
The only thing that he was familiar with was the Yakuza.
Okay, so right. It's just the point is like, why is you turning down help from people that's gonna aid you
even
in
like-
your investigation?
Right. So even in the first season with his training, like when he's like getting armed up the first time, like he has a flashback to Quell telling him, wherever you end up, form a pack, even if they're
Right.
ultimately expendable.
That was kinda
you
his,
need to form a support group. so
Right.
you can
She
get your
told
job
him
done.
that. You know,
But, like-
I guess he don't want nobody to get hurt or
Like-
whatever.
Like, but then he always want to come back. It's like, look, don't take this personal. I don't care about anybody.
I don't know. It's like, shut up.
Okay, dude.
He got on my nerve with that act. With you stay away, get out of here.
But then
you know,
always getting himself
Don't
into other people's
right.
business.
Don't. When I get back here, you better not be here. Like shut up. Anyway, and then his sister, she kind of came in later, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because like by the time her bit of the story comes in, like she's already been dead for a few.
That's right, because I guess season 2, I guess he took her out
At
in
the end
season.
of season 1. Yeah.
And which I'm kind of thinking like, why would he do that? That's why he can't. Okay, so we'll get to, I don't even want to just go through so his original body actually comes back,
Yeah.
where you come to find out that what you see in the first season, you can make a copy of people,
Right.
but it's illegal.
Right.
So a copy was made, and and he brought it out of cold storage. So basically they used him to catch him. Interesting. That was an interesting thing, and it gave the actor who played Kovac some shine, the
Well,
chance to be
'cause,
himself.
Like now, also they get the opportunity narratively to be like, if you got two versions of you who don't see eye to eye, now you get this really interesting opportunity to say, okay, now you from 300 years ago, it's like that, like they always do in school. Like if if the you of today could talk to you as a kid, what would you tell yourself?
Right, right.
There's some of that nonsense.
So, it's we got all our characters together, and they it's mainly about Kovac finding his girl then, right? Because his mission
Yeah.
already scrapped from season
Right.
1. I mean, from episode 1.
Yeah, so the mission's already scrapped. So he's immediately like, looking at what happened, what should be his priority is getting off planet because he's
Right.
been like they thinking he's the one that killed the dude that hired him. Instead,
Right.
since like his supposedly dead girlfriend is the one he saw doing it, now he's worried about finding her.
Right. So that was the reason why he even accepted the job because he thought it was a chance he could find his girlfriend,
Right.
and um, and the whole movie, the whole season about him finding her, and then she got this whole thing where she, I don't know, she like can't. She got something. Is her shit corrupted or something?
So she has what they call PFrag, personality fragmentation.
Of course.
Yeah, because why not have a name for that? But so basically, like her personality is fragmented in such that she doesn't have full control over her impulses and her intentions. It comes out later in the season that there's something else going on with that, but from the jump, all you know is she's not quite all together there.
Well, yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
But she's going around, killing people and all that stuff. And
Killing all the founding members of the.
but see, was she doing that just randomly, or
No,
that's
that
what I'm
was
saying?
planned.
It seemed like she had no control over her actions, but it seemed like she was doing everything,
Right.
methodically. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
kind of didn't understand what was driving her
Right.
because it
So-
seemed like it was just a sickness or something. But
Yeah.
see if I can find her.
Because it's a bit of a spoiler.
Yeah, this is her right here.
Yeah.
What's her name?
The character's name is Kelchris Falconer.
Yeah,
The actress's name is Renee something.
yeah, she's cute. So, I mean, I can see, making her your girlfriend, but I can't. I ain't about to go crazy. Anyway, so that's kind of like the main story for real. What's going on with her? Other than that,
Yeah.
let's not forget. Yeah, I forgot about what's her name. Old girl from Power.
Yeah.
She the
President of the fucking planet.
yeah. So she's the new baddie for real. I mean, we got the other show. This other guy, he's like the henchman.
Yeah.
Like he's the henchman, but she is the main villain basically. She is your main antagonist. That's for real the evil politician
Yeah.
basically. That's
Pulling all the strings.
yeah. So it's things going on with that, and I don't want to spoil everything. But I think she did a good job in playing her role as that evil politician.
Oh, yeah. Well, like, 'cause even like, she manages to ride that line between being like perfectly playing the mask that she puts on,
Right,
while still giving you just enough hint that who she really is hiding underneath.
right.
And
So
then when she drops the mask, even that like comes out like, no, I was here the whole time.
right, and then you got the colonel guy that
Colonel Carrera.
right that trained Kovac. So it's like a personal mission for him too,
Right.
where he's got to bring him back or whatever.
Like that's the one thing. Like I don't know if they quite did it as well as they intended to in season 1, but they do it a little bit better in season 2. Everyone involved in this has their own stake. So it's like it's not even that like the folks working with Kovac want to work with him, but
Right.
they
Which they did that in season 1 too. They had a reason to.
Right. So like in the first one, it was basically they were working with him, but they kept leaving to go handle their own business. In season 2, it's more like handling their business keeps putting them in his
Right.
circle.
Where they had what's her name? She had like a brother
Yeah.
like that she was looking for, but I thought that was kind of convenient how everything tied together.
True.
You know, it's like,
True.
come on, why your brother happened to be running with the envoys, I think, or some or whatever little.
Rebellion.
Yeah, they had a little rebellion group, and I was like, it's cool, but everything just tied up right together. You know, it's like, nah. And you just happen to run into her. You know what I'm saying?
You know, every time he needs to get to a certain place, the only person who can help him is this person.
So, all right, man. On the whole, what'd you think of this season?
I mean, I enjoyed it, but it's one of those things where it's like I only have
You gotta get
I,
in a while.
yeah, I only have like so much desire to like watch this show at this point. So like with the first one,
Go ahead. Because I
with-
can't hear you that good. Because I got to remember, I got to hear you in the
Right.
earphones, not just out
Okay.
loud.
so like in the first season, it was new enough that it was like I was in it for the murder mystery in the first season, and that's not really altogether there in this one. It's you know who did it, you just don't know why.
Right. So it's a mystery in itself.
Yeah,
But, you know,
but it's also to the point I don't care why. You know, it's like because the why isn't even the point. It's what's going on with his girlfriend and how does he fix her is the point of the season.
yeah.
So it's like, eh.
Yeah, it's cool because like I had a decent time watching it, but after a while I started to, it was a little too long
Yeah, that I definitely got that feeling that this season
because
was on too
this
long.
it didn't have to it didn't have to take that long to get to where they got. You know what I'm
And it didn't
saying?
need to be as involved either.
Right. So I was like, yeah, I think it was only like it wasn't as many as it was on the first
No,
season.
I think it was like it wasn't quite
like
half as many episodes, but I feel like it was only like what
I think it was like 8,
8 episodes.
and the other one was 10, I believe.
Yeah,
And the whole point is, 8 ain't too many, but what y'all was doing, y'all just stretched it out.
yeah, yeah. That's exactly what happened. You know, because like you get to about episode 5, episode 6, and it feels like they should have found a way to wrap it up.
Right, but see, they found ways to just like take steps back.
Yeah,
It's like, no, that's starting to make me want to,
like
you know,
and
check out.
also something that I always kind of get a little naggy about with shows is when they take clear and obvious steps to keep the protagonist from figuring out the plot. Whereas like he was this close, he was this close to breaking it, and then it's like, oh, but so and so swept the rug out from under him at just the right time.
Yeah. So let's wrap it up, man. It was a good watch. I really liked. I liked the show because I love sci-fi and action,
Right.
and then I like little sci-fi like this where it's in the future, but it ain't so far in the future that you know it's like
It's not
okay,
unrecognizable.
right, yeah, and you know all the and then you know what speaking of that, the AI they was pretty much alive.
Yeah,
So I'm like, y'all can't give me these AIs and treat them like crap and then act like they're not alive. They got emotions. They more human than humans.
the AIs is a bit of a sore subject for me, just because like in the books, like instead of the Raven, the hotel was the Henderson, and so Poe was supposed to be based off of Jimi Hendrix,
Really?
but
Why they do that?
his
Oh, he
estate-
probably his
the
state
family
said
would-
no.
he
Y'all
said,
better
nah,
y'all better
better
pay
not.
up.
Yeah, so like
Yeah. So they was
offered-
gonna have Jimi
so,
Hendrix
like,
as
I
the
don't
AI.
know- Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I don't know.
Oh
if-
no,
I
you
don't-
got to pay for
I
that.
don't know if Netflix couldn't afford. Or
Yeah,
didn't
no, they
wanna
couldn't
pay,
afford it.
But like the way I heard it is like they say that no, of course you can't have to use his likeness. Like,
Yeah.
just blanket, like not even how much is it worth. It's like just no.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Maybe they can do Elvis.
That would have been a whole different. Show.
Uh-huh. No.
Ooh.
So, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So this, like I said, it was a good watch, man. On the whole, I give it a high. I want to give it a high, all right? I'm gonna give it a low dope because I had enough fun with it to give it a low. Burley coming in there. Burley got in there on the dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a high. All right, you know, like just like I will also say that a lot of my negative feelings on this season have been because like I was waiting for them to adapt the second book into a season, and instead they skipped straight to the third. And
Yeah.
I get why they did that because it's a bit more of a coherent like jump because
Mhm.
it still involves everything from book one. Book two is very much its own kind of thing. So I get it, but also this wasn't what I was asking for. So
Yeah, I mean, I had enough fun with it. It was good. All right, so that is our review for Alter Carbon Season 2. Thanks for checking out the video, and subscribe to the channel. Um, we are looking to get to 1,000 subs, so subscription.
Every single one counts.
Subscription
Don't forget
will be-
to give us the thumbs up. Please like this video. We need to know what works for y'all and what don't. And drop a comment. You know, whatever thoughts, feelings you had on this season of Alter Carbon. If you watch it, just let us know.
Yes, well said. All right, we out here.
Peace.